What's up, you beautiful Redditors? Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. Welcome to the RNEWS Evening Show. And let's just jump into it. From r/news. Revealed, ex-members of Amy Coney Barrett faith group tell of trauma and sexual abuse. Religious groups doing something bad? I can't believe it. The only thing that would shock me more would be finding out that politicians don't actually care about me. Well, have I got some news for you. They care about your vote. No, just kidding, that's what gerrymandering is for. People of Praise is rooted in the rise of charismatic Christian communities in the late 1960s and 1970s, which blended Pentecostal traditions like speaking in tongues and prophecy with Catholicism. Whatever distracts from that Jesus guy talking about helping the poor. You never want too much Jesus in your Christianity. Supply side Jesus is bestest Jesus. Sandal straps Jesus is the best, he pulled himself up, all the way to heaven. Rich people up in here liquefying camels so they can pass through the eye of a needle. Thanks for that chuckle for my hump day morning. 1 hump day or 2 hump day? 0 hump day for the liquid camels. How big is this group? Amy Coney Barrett faith group makes it sound like she's holding sessions in her living room or something. 1,700 with 22 branches, so it's not as big as the Roman Catholic Church but could have a lot of difference between one church or another. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics, McConnell admits he's been working to sabotage COVID relief talks behind the scenes to prioritize rushing Barrett confirmation. When Moscow Mitch dies, he will be allowed to spend eternity in the right-wing paradise he desperately wants. As a black transgender person. In 1950s Alabama. Pretty sure he's already dead. Just some weird turtle zombie now. Pale man from Pan's Labyrinth. And it's not just the look. He does look like Pale Man. Pale Man sits at a table all laid out with fine foods. More than he could possibly eat. But he doesn't touch any of it. He just sits there in its presence. And then the little girl tries to steal a bite and he becomes enraged and chases her away. That is the perfect metaphor for Mitch McConnell. He lays out a huge table with all these treats for billionaires and big business. And then he becomes enraged if poor people even try to get a bite. He said that $600 for families during a pandemic was problematic because it might be more than they made when they were working. But he had literally just signed a bill creating a slush fund worth more than $1 trillion for the administration to give to banks to dole out to their corporate customers who might need help weathering the storm. No concern that those companies might make more profit from the bailout that they were making before the pandemic. But an extra $600 per month for unemployment to help families was blasphemy against the free market. Right-wingers worship because it might be more than they made when they were working. Raise your hand if you think McConnell is a bigger threat to democracy and the US than Trump. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/news. Lawyers say they can't find the parents of 545 migrant children separated by Trump administration. Hey, QAnon nuts found some children who were kidnapped by the deep state. QAnoners, not those children. White children, quote. Not white children, imaginary children. Let's talk of family values while we sit and watch the slaughter hypothetical abortions on imaginary daughters. We are how we treat the least amongst us, a quote I recall from an old book. Surely does not feel like we hold the moral high ground. Very sad. Must vote tomorrow. You can easily judge the character of a man by how he treats those who can do nothing for him. Malcolm S. Forbes. In which case, that makes the Trump administration as well as anybody complicit in their crimes to be completely and thoroughly weak old dog crap. I voted today. It felt great. 20 years from now, yeah, those terrorists just hate our freedom. Also, 20 years ago, yeah, those terrorists just hate our freedom. Edit. I don't want your gold for making obvious observations. Or at all frankly, donate to Duchenne muscular dystrophy research if you like what I have to say. Of all the horrors of this administration, this is going to be one of those national shames that gets remembered 100 years from now. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/World News. 2 Muslim women stabbed under Eiffel Tower by white women shouting, "Dirty Arabs." It's like shitheads are present in every culture, religion, etc. Who knew? The difference is that this time there won't be a call to tackle Christian terrorists. Edit. Dang, some of y'all should miss the point professionally. You're good at it. Hate breeds hate, which is why everyone needs to chill. Don't forget that there are always parties interested in increasing polarization. Divide and conquer. It's what Russia did in Britain for Brexit, with horror stories about the migration crisis, and in the 2016 election. And obviously they're not sleeping. Hey, I'm drunk. Wanna come with me and walk my dog? I'm drunk too though. Let me at least take a knife with me. It says a lot when you got to scroll down for a minute to find comments about the actual title. People freaking banging on about dangerous dogs. WTF. It was a dispute about a dog, not a premeditated act of retaliation about religion. Yep, I have disputes all the time where I stab minorities and scream racial slurs at them. Just say no racist afterwards and it's all good. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics, Ivanka Trump mocked for saying she's been using pandemic to learn guitar. As 8 million fall into poverty, lucky she doesn't have to worry about rent or food, says one Twitter user. I'm probably going to get downvoted into oblivion for saying this. But who gives a crap? This isn't freaking news. This is probably the least offensive and most human thing this monster has done this year. Some people on Twitter got upset about her picking up a hobby. Oh no, to the printing press. Goddamn, there's more important freaking things going on. And yes, I'm unreasonable upset about this article. Lol. Frick Ivanka Trump. Frick The Independent. Frick social media. Daddy's little princess is literally tone deaf. The unemployed can just get new jobs. Was my personal favorite. She's gonna look fabulous in an orange jumpsuit one day. Lucky for her, she's used to wearing orange. Ivanka Trump is the female counterpart of Ted Cruz. Both are extreme sociopaths. I like your comparison, but I prefer to compare Ted and Ivanka to buttholes. They just spew crap. Hey, be nice to Ted. He only murdered a handful of people as the Zodiac Killer. Ivanka and her family have murdered over 220k. Isn't this a little too on the fiddling while Rome burns nose? Anyway, here's Build the Wall. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics, Trump tells Pennsylvania rally, "Nobody wants me," before cutting event short and dancing off stage to YMCA. As has been the case at recent rallies, the president then trailed off the stage dancing to YMCA, the 1970s hit by Village People. Footage from the rally shows the president with his feet planted firmly to the ground while bending alternate knees and punching the air. This is how I will always remember him. Someone said that he must be the only person on earth who doesn't know YMCA has its own choreography. Watching the footage of him dancing, it looks pretty clear that he can't raise his left arm any higher than chest height. The dancing tantrum He's unintentionally dancing like SpongeBob. Edit. Look at this. Oh my god, you're right. No, this is Patrick. The entire staff of The Onion, past and present, have just been found sitting en masse in a corner, sobbing and rocking. Satire is dead, surrealism won. First his son with that crybaby video from bed, now this. Very low energy. This is the first I've heard about the video, so I looked it up and wow, what TF is it even? Filming from his tummy, in bed. It looks like the blankets are pulled up under his chin. His eyes are all red and glossy. Again. And that's where we're going to end today's show. But if you like what you saw, leave a like. And if you want to see more of the RNEWS show, hit that subscribe button. As always, this has been the RNEWS show and I'll see you tomorrow.